All right, so um, let's do a little recap on today's price action. I haven't, yeah, I haven't done one of these in a very long time. I've just finished the trading session, as you can see, all my lines and everything. Um, my charts tend to get really messy. Oh dear, computer has frozen again. Was it NinjaTrader has frozen? Okay, I have a new computer and I begin to think it's not powerful enough. I moved from a desktop to a laptop, and I have it connected to screens. And typically, I would trade on the laptop. I'm trying to do what Al does, which is just trading on one 13-inch screen. I have a 15-inch screen, but I'm trading on a 27-inch. I still use the multiple screens. But okay, so let's go into this. And there's some things in here that I'm gonna draw attention to. Um, some things I've been working on to improve my ability in trading. Some of it I'm still not great at, but just some things that I've noticed have been really useful and helpful. Coming into today, aware of the weekly chart, we had a just going to take this off across there. So we had a push down, a pullback, a second push, and you can see we're kind of slowly trying to work our way to this low. And it also comes as a result of a big, massive, you've got a wedge top, one, two, three. Um, so this is probably, but it's a really tight channel. Um, Although this pullback is something I think is quite interesting. You can see how far down we've come to here, and then we worked our way down here. So I'm almost convinced that we're gonna test. I think there's a moving average here that is kind of holding that. So I think it's the 9. So I'll just put the 9 MA, which I think is a not 9, sorry, it's the 60 MA. So take the label off. Right, so it's close. Yeah, so close. We have close to the 60 anyway. So here we're winning. We're so far from it. Here we're really close. So I think we're going to test it, but I may be wrong because, tight. We look on the monthly chart. I mean, this is pretty. This is a strong breakout, a big breakout here, and a tight channel. But then we seem to have broken below the channel here. So maybe if I wonder if this will work. Yeah, you can kind of see what's happening here. Maybe this is an anomaly. I don't know. Well, you can see we tested the channel over here, and I'm almost convinced that we are going to do something like we did over here. Maybe test this moving average, maybe come back down. But as you can see, the week has started with a nice bull bar here. But we triggered a sell here on a second leg. There are buyers below this triangle. But anyway, let's go to the daily. Now on the daily, um, we had a big massive drop after this breakout here on the FOMC. Two legs up, very strong legs. So therefore I'm convinced that there's some buyers down here, and you can see they bought here, but weren't able to get up here. So we formed a triangle again. Actually not a triangle, we made a lower low. Another two legs up, right? Could not break this high. Came down, obviously looking for, as they call it, liquidity. Broke below the bear channel, and I actually thought on Friday we would attempt to rally, but on Friday we did try, and then we failed, and then we came back down, and then we came down here. Now this is today's price action, and we close. So anyway, coming into today, I was almost convinced we were coming down here. So, but at the same time, I was also aware of the fact that we had an overshoot here. So I kind of thought, okay, the bulls will be present. I mean, they bought at this price over here. They tested this bear candle. So therefore, um, there are buyers here. Essentially, bears who sold here, who are trapped, are able to get out. Or maybe they sold here, able to get out. But the point is, this is some sort of demand area. Um, Right. So looking at that, and then if you look then on the 1 hour time frame, there's certain things that are quite interesting about this. First thing, and I haven't actually done this, so I'm doing this now. Let's get the fib retracement. So first thing, if we do plot a measured move projection to that breakout there, um, right? So this, we had one leg pullback, second leg pullback, and then third leg, right? But instead of going up on this wedge, because that's a wedge, 1, 2, 3, instead of going up on this wedge, we went sideways and then made another low. So it's almost like this is one leg here, right? And then we broke out, and now we have the breakout, pullback, second leg. So 1, 2, another wedge bottom. So we have here, hopefully, a wedge, right? Now, what's interesting about this wedge is the fact that as we had this breakout, you can see the buy the bulls have made such a big impact here. For 2 1 hour bars, they were up here, and they had to pull back down for a second leg, but weren't able to get to the moving average. So I reckon today we were going to try and close this gap, right? If we rally, we're going to close this gap, but then try and test this moving average. I actually did have a plan to take a swing all the way to the moving average. We obviously didn't get there, but that was the plan. You can see when we got to this low, it rejected it. We tried again and rejected, but we found buyers, and then we had a higher low double bottom, and that went up for a measured move. All right, same thing on the 15-minute. But anyway, let's actually look at the 5-minute time frame to see what actually happened. So we had a strong bull bar, bar one, bar two. That was an outside. No, it wasn't outside. It was overlap, right? And then we now got a really good strong breakout. And this is the bar I bought. And the reason why I bought it was obviously because bar 4 went above it, triggered my order, but we had a strong close. I was really concerned about this bar. And I thought this could be a second leg trap, and therefore the bears would want to see this go down for a second leg. As a result, I also was looking at the 15-minute time frame on the electronic trading hour chart, the overnight session, and I noticed that we had a triangle that we formed. And you can see that there was a failed breakout of that triangle. So essentially, this was the triangle. Or if you want, you can call it this, however you want to call it. The point is, you have higher highs, lower highs, higher lows, and lower highs. So when we broke out, which is where I bought at the close of this bar, yeah, I bought there, and I thought, okay, do you know what? I'm going to put a stop here, not down here. I don't want to be holding this position if we come back and take it out, because then it's breakout mode. I did consider putting a limit order to buy here, because we would have a 50%, just like we did over here. And that's something I've started to explore now, 50% pullbacks. I noticed, I mean, I don't normally do 50% pullbacks, but I noticed now that it's something worth considering whenever you see a, what's it called? You see a big move like this, always mark 50%. You know the bears are going to sell again. So therefore, this was a good sell for me on Friday. What was also interesting was, and I put this in my recap, was the measured move projection of this breakout here. If you notice, that was low of day. So measured moves have been pretty good as well. I noticed that happened again today. We had a measured move measuring gap here, and look at where we closed, just, or at least over there. So that was pretty awesome. But I've been looking at 50% pullbacks a lot. Here we had 1 pullback, 2 pullback, 3. So this is a wedge. The bulls failed to reverse, so we broke to the downside, but we had a sell climax and a wedge bottom here. So as a result, we went back 50% and then closed it, formed another wedge here, and then went all the way up. Had a lower high double top here, went down, wedge, failed, breakout. So this was a good sell, but then not enough time to test the lows. Instead, we got a breakdown. And if you notice, we have a wedge, 1, 2, and then a sell climax 3. So this is a really good trade for a reversal, most likely going to test the top of the sell climax, which is all the way here. As you can see, they tried to sell it here. All right, so we got that, tested it here, tested the low, and then we got this, and this was disappointing for me. I did not want to get out. I ended up getting out at my entry, and I should have just held it because we got a higher low double top. But then look at what happened. We got a second leg trap. This makes sense that we would find sellers here because look at how much selling we have here, right? So we got a breakout for a second leg. So I took this short, got out here, and I was a bit confused. I thought, should I buy? And I probably could have, and then bought more lower. right? Which is something I've been exploring, buying this low, but instead, actually no, I went short on a different instrument. I went short on MNQ. I was trading MNQ on another chart because I thought, okay, I'm more bullish here than I am on MNQ. I just thought I'm just going to take a scalp, so I took a short here to this low, and then when this bull bar printed, I got out and went long. And if you notice, we got a massive bull surprise here. So it looks like this head and shoulders top, head and shoulders, head. Come on, frozen. Excuse me. There we go. Shoulder, head, shoulder. It looks like it failed. Usually when that happens, we go for a measured move. And as you can see, that was the bottom, the top. This is the top of the measured move, which we got all the way here. So I held this all the way up to this point, and then I got cheeky and I got out short here. And then saw this setup. I got out here because I thought, okay, lower high double top. The bears are going to attempt to sell this back to close the gap and possibly get to close this measured gap. Maybe we don't have enough time to get back to the opening price. Anyway, so I took this short, saw this fall through was so disappointing, got an opportunity to get out here. I didn't take it because I ended up taking MNQ instead. I went long because I thought maybe we'll come out here. I went short again, got trapped, and I held the MNQ into the close, which was weird, right? Like, why would I be going long on one instrument that is following the other? And I'm holding this, hoping that we would reverse. I think I just got confident. Hang on. I got confident that we would go higher. As you can see, it's a really tight channel. And the other thing, again, that was also interesting was we had only bull bars. That was another reason why I just did not understand why I would go short. This is where that short happened. I was like, why am I going short after you have 2, 4, 5 bull bars, 3 of them closing on the highs? It makes no sense, but I did it. Anyway, and also you can see small pullback bull trend, very, very dirty bars here, no strong evidence of selling. The only thing I did see was this, but it is selling into the moving average here. So it's not a really good sell. I still took it anyway. Maybe I had a bit of FOMO. I was probably a bit tired. But anyway, so those are things that I noticed. Also, you see bars like this. I used to panic from these bars once upon a time. You're up here, and then you just see this bar dump so quickly, and it's easy to panic. I always notice whenever I see this, I always ask myself, where did it close? It closed above the MA. Okay, are they going to get good follow through? No, they didn't. Don't sell. Buy it. So now this is probably what I should have done. Bought this bar as well as we bought here, because you can see they're holding it. The same thing happens even on the high time frame as well. You notice that when we get like massive sell-offs into the moving average, it's usually a trap. We've had a few in the past days where we sold off so strongly into the moving average. It's like this. This sell-off was so strong. It's probably a trap. And as you can see, we rallied straight from there. We didn't have any strong follow through. So anyway, so that was the recap for today. What like I said, I wanted to draw attention to was just really the price action based on the high time frame, but more so the fact that you could see what was happening based on the fact that you had this head and shoulders attempt that failed. So you're going up for a measured move. This measuring gap was very easy to miss. It looked like this was just going to be a range day, but it wasn't a range day. I thought, okay, if it's not going to be a range day, it'll probably be a trending trading range, but it just ended up being a small pullback trend the entire day. So this was a good one. Taking it long from here, one of my accounts, I took it long from here, and like I said, I got out here. I wish I had held it all the way up to the measured move target. Yeah, so that was my day.